Good afternoon, everybody. Today is a poor man's explore, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm out mudlarking on the banks of the Assiniboine, and yeah, so I came on to the other side of the river today. So I think I've come across an old dump, or maybe in the late 1800s it was quite common just to throw your garbage over the side of the banks. But I'm going to take my metal detector and I'm going to come along these banks here because there's some big old trees and there's some wood planks, like really old wood planks that are like tacked onto that side of the tree. So I'm assuming at one time, a very long time, because you certainly wouldn't get away with it now, that they actually had some kind of, you know, maybe a tire swing or something that swang over into the river here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would want to go into that current. See how fast it's moving here? Yeah, it was just snowing the other day. So I thought I would come down to this bank here behind these old apartment blocks, so you know there wouldn't have been anything here, because these apartments up on the other side of these banks here are from the late 1800s and very early 1900s. So I'm going to assume that if I find anything down here on the banks when I'm metal detecting, that it's going to be fairly old. But as I was walking, like, look at, like, there's all kinds of glass, all kinds of old, you can see that old brick down here. So I don't know if this was a very old home site at one time, or if it was actually a garbage dump, because yeah, in the day they would have just thrown their garbage over the side of the bank. But look what I found so far. Look at that beautiful old brick. Yeah, I'm taking that home. And look at this. This one's a porcelain. Isn't that beautiful? A beautiful old porcelain button there. I just love it. I don't know what this is. At first I thought it was like a canister for alcohol, but that's not a stopper, so I'm not quite sure. Maybe part of a light fixture or something. I don't know. But look at this beautiful, beautiful old pottery. Just gorgeous. Yeah, I know I said I was done with the arts and crafts, but when I'm coming up with all this beautiful old glass, and some of this glass can be like over 200 years old, right? So the old Hudson Bay Fort was over just about here, maybe 300 feet on that side of the bank. So I thought I would come over onto this side of the bank, because when the fort was going on, there were a lot of Métis and Indigenous people that were staying on this side. So I thought I would come over here and do some metal detecting. But when I was walking, there's just like pottery and doodads all over the place. Look at all this old brick. It's not all old, but there are a few really old bricks here, and I'm going to take a couple of them home. And then I thought I would take all the glass, because when the light hits the old glass and it just sits there year after year, the glass eventually turns pink, right? And it's really quite beautiful. And then I thought, you know what? If there was some way that I can mount all this glass onto another sheet of glass and then frame it and hang it in my living room window. Yeah, I like that crackle. That I would have a beautiful piece. I'm just gonna walk along the bank here a little bit. Oh, look at. Oh, look at that. Lovely. Yeah, wouldn't that be spectacular? I sure would like to find an old bottle. That would be pretty awesome. And some old oyster shells there, see? I don't know what that was, but okay, well, I'll turn you off and I'll turn you back on if I find anything interesting. What's that? Some kind of fruit bowl or something, or maybe it was an old light cover. Looks to me like some old, maybe some stringers from some stairs. Yeah, those are 100 years old. And there's lots of little teeny weeny bricks too, so I'm thinking that maybe those ones were maybe for gables or for maybe like a fireplace or something. Anybody recognize what this is? I think it might be part of a leg to an old clawfoot bathtub. That's neat. Yeah, so the old glass will be really, really thick, and when you hold it up to the sun, you should see lots of little bubbles in the glass. So I'm thinking that's not too old. Oh, but how excited would I be if I found an arrowhead? Or, see how thick that is? That might have been maybe a bottom of an old pop bottle. Seems pretty heavy though. I don't know. Yeah, I barely touched this area. I'm pretty excited. Come out here next year after it dries up. We've already had snow and stuff here, so I'm walking around and you can see my boots. I better tie my shoelaces actually. My boots are just caked in mud, and I've actually fallen a couple of times, and I got to be careful because there's lots of boulders and rocks and stuff here. See, and then with all this here, I just take my shoes and I just kind of scrape all this little, I don't know what you call this stuff, this, is it gravel? See, now there's a piece of old glass there. Beautiful green glass. And see how thick it is? Yeah, that would have been some fur trader in the late 1800s with their bottle of rum. Come on, Cindy. Find a pipe stem. Find a pipe stem. I would be so excited. Because remember, you know, even though Manitoba was settled in the mid 1800s, there have been fur traders in this area since the late 1700s. Oh, early 1700s actually. And then the indigenous people, they've lived in this area for 6,000 years. So we're on the riverbank, like there's gotta be arrowheads. There just has to be arrowheads. And I think here in Manitoba, when you find arrowheads, you can hold on to them, but you're technically not the owner of the arrowheads. And it's the same thing with the fossils. As I know my sister had a big bucket, of fossils. I don't know what that is. But I'm going to keep it. Lots of boaters on the river today. Come on, Cindy. Find something exciting. Find something exciting. Anybody recognize what that is? Time's up. It's an old roller skate. Okay. Okay, just a quick wrap up with the things that I found that day. I washed everything down. I brought it all home. I never researched my brick yet, but this brick, I love this brick because this brick, I thought it was like a collapsed brick. They call them melted bricks. It's when you start using them before they completely dry, they end up kind of collapsing. But right where my fingers are, you can see the finger marks of whoever made the brick. So I thought that was absolutely amazing. And then there's all my buttons there. I have 2 porcelain buttons, and I have a milk glass button. I have a bone button. I have a whole bunch of abalone buttons there. All my glass, all my beautiful little shards of pottery there. And I like this little piece of glass because it's been rolling in the river for so long that it's just, you couldn't cut yourself on that if you tried. It's so nice and smooth. Yeah, and some old glass there, pieces of old pottery and child's tea set, and just a little bit of doodads, old rail tie there, an old square spike. Oh, I got all excited here. I thought this was a pipe stem. I was all excited. I was certain it was, but you know, even though it sounds like clay, I think it's an old bone. Yeah. Yeah, all my little doodads. So I thought I'd wrap you up. So those are the kind of things that I do to entertain myself when I'm out and about. And I just thought I'd show you what I was up to. I'll be doing a whole lot more of this this summer coming up, because I just discovered mudlarking this past year and I had so much fun. So much fun. Okay, everybody. Thank you for watching my video. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscription button and hit the bell and you'll get a notification next time I upload or go live. Have a great night. See you next time. Bye-bye.